Good morning, Keller Williams. How are we doing today? Looks like we're going to get some overcast showers. It's supposed to be really warm this afternoon and very muggy. I almost feel like the weatherman before I start talking about COVID-19. So let's get right into this. COVID-19, there's been 1 week since New Brunswick's Public Health announced an active case in COVID-19 in the province. According to the government's website, there are still 3 active cases of respiratory virus and no one in the hospital. So we get 3 active cases. We had a total of 170 cases, 165 recovered, 2 in the hospital, or 2 deaths, sorry, and no one in the hospital. And we've had in excess of 51,000 people tested for COVID-19. The world around us is still fighting this virus, this pandemic. The world is looks like it's turning upside down in regards to COVID-19, and there's a lot of discussion around the Canadian provinces in regards to masks, no masks, public masks, or what have you, and our government has not made a full decision to make it mandatory in public places as of yet. So we're doing an excellent job here in the province, and we're certainly doing a phenomenal job at Keller Williams following the COVID protocols in doing our part to keep COVID out of our industry. Just a brief reminder, we talked about this last week in regards to the trust account deposits. In order for you to be giving out anyone a trust account deposit information, a purchase and sale agreement, and a sales record sheet must come before the deposit. After I said this last Friday, I go back, and an hour and a half to 2 hours later, 4 deposits came in without any reference to any purchase and sale agreement or sales record sheet. I have no idea why this is happening, but we need to bring this, like the pandemic, to the ground. We need to be able to do this and do this in a methodical way so that Amanda and Brittany, who look after the trust deposits coming in, are not sitting there trying to pull her hair out figuring where it belongs to. Please, if you are going to give anyone the trust account information before you give them to them, or simultaneously when you give them, you should be clicking the button so we have a purchase and sale and a sales record sheet. And this was almost 2.5 to 3 hours after I made this presentation last Friday. I would encourage you to do this and do it methodically so that we will stay in the good graces and not having to explain every file that comes in with a deposit, and the purchase and sale agreement or the sales record sheet is 2 days late and sometimes 2 weeks late. That's totally unacceptable. So we're going to ask you to again pay some attention to this. And I don't know how many is on the call this morning. I don't know how many was on Friday, but I may be talking to already the converted, and the people that should be hearing this are not on the call. So if you're in the office and you got nothing to talk about trust deposits and talk about the fact that we had this conversation twice now. Thank you so much for your patience and indulgence in that. In regards to technology, innovate, automate, and dominate. Just wanted to bring your attention to the new FinTracker app. We're proud to introduce the new FinTracker app. This app will be very efficient model that can scan government IDs and then fill out 80% of the required document automatically. Filling out the rest of the document is easy and can be sent via email. This app is to provide agents, or to be provided to agents for free. Keller Williams Capital Realty, along with the rest of Keller Williams across country, has made arrangements with FinTracker, and we knocked this down from, I believe, $39 a year to $11, and we're just going to pick it up for the agents that work in New Brunswick under the banner of Keller Williams. So if you haven't had time, please download FinTracker. If you're having trouble downloading it, please get in touch with David so he can help you ease through that and set it up. The other one I wanted to briefly mention again is that the deadline for .loop is coming, and we keep saying it's coming. We have no idea when it's coming, but we know it's coming. We know that it's coming soon, and we know that Keller Williams will be disassociating themselves with .loop. If you're still in .loop, you need to start making the transition and getting your stuff out of .loop over to DocuSign. Now, I'm not sure what happens when .loop goes away. That means that if you continue to want to use .loop, it'll be an extra charge to you. I believe the premium suite for .loop that you're currently using for free could be in the vicinity of $140 to $160 a month, which in my opinion is not necessary when you could jump on to DocuSign, although DocuSign may be a little bit more labor intense to get started. I think it's like anything else. Once you get the handle of it, it becomes rudimentary, and within a couple of weeks, you will get to appreciate DocuSign as well as you appreciate .loop presently. So work with David on that and ensure that we can get you transferred over. And if you decide not to transfer it over, then you'll be looking for an extra cost on a monthly basis. So let's look at this. At Keller Williams, we are working every day to make our agents the most productive in the industry. Our commitments to continuous improvement ensures that our agents have the most support, the most coaching, and the latest technology to grow their business, and it is working. We are number one. In June, the Keller Williams International Vital Statistics report says that we're number one in Canada and we're number one in the world, and we're just getting started. Now, when we talk about these vital statistics, it's broken down into a diagram sort of thing that's broken down into the agent's involvement and the market center's involvement. So when they put this report card together called Vital Statistics, they took into account how many people are using the technology, how many people are using smart plans, how many people have contacts, how many people are using opportunities, all on the command side of the ledger. On the opposite side of the ledger, it talks about the market center. How many recruiting appointments do we have? How many recruits do we have? How are we growing in that? What's our ALC doing? What's our profit share doing? What's our profit doing? All of those categories are matched, and then they're scored on 100 points. Generally speaking, to get to 100, it's pretty much impossible for us. The one side of the equation on the agent side is that you get so many points for the number of people that we have. In order for us to get 5 out of 5 points for the number of agents that we currently have in our market center, we're at 3 And in order to get 4 or 5, we need to have 200 or 250 agents. So right now it's a long shot. We're at 142 or 139, I'm sorry. We're at 139 right now. And so our next bump on that side would be 200. We're a little bit away from that. So we'll never score a perfect score on that side of the ledger. But this is to show us and to show the world that Keller Williams Capital Realty agents are engaged. We're engaged in every aspect of what they're offering. Scott and I are, and your leadership is engaged as well in ensuring that we're bringing systems and models that have been proven throughout the world to you. We are always thinking about how we can advance our agents so they can live a life by design and have a business worth owning. This has always been our mantra and will continue to be as long as I'm your OP in New Brunswick. The production shows. When I look at where we are, and we're still very much in a pandemic, and we're still very much in COVID-19, and we know that some of the other companies have given up and they've laid people off, and we haven't done that. But I can tell you what we have done. We poured into you like no other companies poured into their agents. And the results are showing remarkable. When I look in the St. John area and I look at the Evan Youngs of the world, who's done 11 or 12 ends for the month of July, and I look at the Roberts team and the Lister team and see what they're doing on a daily basis, it's absolutely amazing what they're doing. And if I go over to Moncton, I look at Dwayne Muir and Nick Dunfield and the Steves team. Again, it's proven that if you take up on the technology and you keep your eye on the prize and continue to work through whatever adversity we're in, we will always come out on the top. You look over to the Miramichi area and you look at Jennifer Steves and Lisa Hare, two ladies over in the Miramichi, absolutely knocking it out of the park. Bathurst with Erica Lynn and the Jock team, again, numbers speak for itself. Between those two people in Bathurst, I think they accumulate about 160 transactions thus far for the year. I go up to the Grand Falls area, and Vicki LaForge, she's just a wrecking crew up there, doing very, very well, dominating her area, and soon to be dominating that whole valley. You stop in Fredericton and you look at what we're doing in Fredericton with Connie Monroe and the house to home team. You look at Matt Hunter, you look at these people and you say, hey, listen, these people are excelling at the highest level. Why? Because they got their eye on the prize and we are pouring into you like no other. And we understand that Keller Williams may not be for everyone. Somebody may come in and try Keller Williams, and at the end of the day, they usually leave for whatever reason that may be. And we're going to wish them the very best, and we hope that their new venture, wherever they go, is successful. But we're always going to leave the door open so that if they think that the grass is greener on the other side and they decide that it isn't, then we want to leave the door open so that we can have a meaningful conversation coming back towards Keller Williams. If I can give you a quote that I got a couple of weeks ago, I thought it was very fitting for this morning. We have a passion for our people, and we don't give up on our people. And here's a quote from Simon Sinek. Ambition is refusing to quit on ourselves. Leadership is refusing to quit on others. At Keller Williams, we believe that we have the right combination. We believe that we have the right leadership, and we believe that we have the right people. Why are we number one in Canada, number one in the world? It's certainly not because of me, and it's certainly not because of leadership. It's because of you. It's because of what you do to represent yourself and Keller Williams at large. The other thing is that I think it's representative of the fact that your leadership looks at you as a partner, as a business owner, and as a stakeholder. You're not an employee of Keller Williams. You are truly a partner, a stakeholder, and you're running your business at the highest possible level under Keller Williams. We don't look at you as an employer-employee relationship. We look at you as a real partner and stakeholder. And as a result of that, I think that you run your business under the umbrella of Keller Williams, and you do a very, very good job at it. And we are encouraged every day when I look at the numbers and I look at the growth of Keller Williams. When we have anyone who decides to depart from Keller Williams, we don't take it lightly. But I can assure you that we are going to be stronger than ever before. And I can also assure you that on Friday, I'm going to prove to you how we grow, because we have some growth that happened this week that has been just unbelievable from the whole leadership team, in particular from Carrie and Dylan. And so I'm looking forward to announcing some people that will certainly be cappers in our system, and we're looking at growing by 7 people this month alone. So all in all, the company is doing extremely well. We're very, very solvent. The month of July, which is about to close on us, and Amanda is going to be busy over the next 3 to 4 days getting ready for transmittal and transmitting. I will be very, very excited to provide you numbers, and I'm predicting right now that the July numbers are going to be as good at or better than our June, and we broke records in June for Keller Williams Capital Realty New Brunswick in June for all of the 8 years that we've been in business. And that, my friends, is yours to own. If it wasn't for what you do every day, it would make it impossible for me to stand up here and give you the results that we're getting. We are so very proud of the fact that we call you our partners, and when we say we're pouring in, we're pouring in. We, I hope, are not providing just lip service. We do what we say, and we say what we do. In closing, I just wanted to talk a little bit about training. We're growing again, and I'm going to give you them stats on Friday. Education, training, coaching, and growth is certainly at the forefront of what we're all about. I always remind people of our vision, and our vision has never, ever wavered in over 8 years now, is to be the company of choice for New Brunswick with the most productive agents, not the most agents. So in closing, again, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for saying yes to Keller Williams. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do for us and for yourself and for your families. And if there's anything that is on your mind that you need to talk about, you need to get off of your chest or whatever, do not hesitate to reach out to me or to Scott, and we would be more than happy to have a conversation. Have a great rest of the week. We'll talk on Friday with some good news, with some updates and some new additions to Keller Williams Capital Realty. Have a great day.